What if the voice inside of your head that's telling you you're being selfish, you're being too sensitive, or you're not doing enough isn't actually your voice at all? I've helped 100 of my clients and students over the years discover they were living their family's emotional blueprint instead of their own authentic life. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn the 3 clear signs you're operating from inherited programming, why this keeps you trapped in cycles you can't seem to break, and how to start writing your own emotional story. The first sign is something I call the guilty inner compass. Pay attention to what triggers guilt in your body. Is it saying no to a request? Is it spending money on yourself? Is it taking time for rest when there's work to be done? Or does this guilt get triggered because you have needs that might inconvenience others? Your guilty responses wasn't randomly assigned. They were carefully programmed by your family's survival system. So if your family believed that good people always sacrifice for others, your nervous system learned to sound the guilt alarm anytime you prioritize yourself. Guilt isn't your moral compass. It's your family's fear system trying to keep you in line with their rules for safety and belonging. When you feel guilty for healthy self-care, that's not your conscience speaking. That's generational programming. For the next week, notice what triggers guilt and ask yourself, whose voice is this really? What did my family teach me about this situation? Your guilt patterns reveal your family's emotional programming more than your actual values. The second sign shows up in your relationships. So think about your closest relationships. Do you find yourself automatically managing everyone's moods? When someone gets upset, do you immediately feel responsible for fixing it? And do you change your behavior based on other people's emotional temperature? You might not realize it, but you do now. But you may be operating under your family's emotional thermostat. If someone gets too heated, you cool things down by accommodating. If things get too cold or distant, you warm them up by giving more, doing more, and being more. This pattern probably feels natural to you because it's exactly what you learned to do to survive in your original family. So maybe someone in your family might have been emotionally unstable, and you learned that it was your job to regulate their emotions in order to keep the peace, in order for you to feel safe. You're not responsible for managing other people's emotions, but your family system taught you that love means emotional caretaking. Now you unconsciously recreate this dynamic in every relationship, which leaves you exhausted and resentful. Notice when you automatically adjust your energy based on someone else's mood. Practice staying steady in your own emotional state instead of matching theirs. If you're constantly trying to regulate other people's emotions, you're living your family's blueprint and not your own life. You can support people, but it's not your job to fix them, to make them feel good, or to get away their badness. That's on them. So let them, give them the chance to manage and regulate themselves. The third sign, it's the most surprising. You might be incredibly successful, checking off every box, achieving everything that you set out to accomplish. But here's the twist. Even your success might not be yours. It might be your family's definition of success, their dreams, their values, their fears about what happens to people who don't achieve enough. Many high achievers are actually performing their family's version of success rather than pursuing what genuinely fulfills them. You might be living your parents' unlived dreams or compensating for their unfulfilled potential. The clue is in how your success feels. Does it energize you or drain you? Do you feel proud or just relieved? Are you achieving because you love the process, or because you're terrified of what happens if you don't? True success feels alive, energizing, and authentically yours. If your achievements feels like obligations or ways to avoid disappointment, you might be succeeding according to someone else's blueprint. Now ask yourself, if I removed all external expectations, would I still be choosing to do what I'm doing? Or what would I actually choose to pursue instead? What lights me up rather than just checking boxes? Because the highest achievement is living a life that actually belongs to you. Living a life on your own terms. I hope this helps. If you recognize yourself in any of these patterns and you're ready to start living on your own emotional blueprint instead, go and take my free emotional DNA quiz to discover which of the 4 inherited emotional patterns that got passed down to you. Really get a complete DNA profile of how these patterns show up in your personal life, your professional life, and just begin seeing the patterns in your patterns. And also get a roadmap of how can you start reprogramming, rewiring your emotional DNA so you can experience more freedom. You can experience more, like just experience life like it's your own life and not someone else's, if that makes sense. Once you begin to see the emotional patterns that's been passed down generation to generation, now you can learn how to rewrite it. Like always, thank you for being here. Thank you for learning with me. I'm so proud of you, and let's keep growing.